point when it's time.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Meowmix Carolina Panthers podcast. My name is Steven.
My name is Jerry.
And it's week 5, the big one. This is the one that I feel like a lot of Panthers fans have been waiting for.
Oh, man. Oh.
Heading to Chicago to take on the Bears.
It's such a heated rivalry.
From the fan base perspective, I feel like the fan bases hate each other maybe more than at least the Panthers fans hate the Chicago Bears fans maybe more than anybody else right now.
Well, right now, yeah, because they're trying to rub it in the fact that we made the trade for Bryce and he's looked like hot garbage, and they got Caleb Williams, who's looked a little less hot garbage.
Yeah, but he hasn't looked
hasn't
as good as I think they thought he was going to look.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, Jaden Daniels is the one, just like Stroud was last year, where everybody was like, oh, they probably should have picked him one.
Yeah. Well, still I think that. But, it's just a disastrous trade for the Panthers. I mean, we've gone over it many times. It has not worked out at all in the way that we had hoped. But, you don't have to keep rubbing it in. Okay, we get it. We get it. All right, screwed up. We didn't do it. Our stupid owner did it. Okay.
Yeah.
Make fun of him. We do.
Well, all the time.
Let's bond by all hating David Tepper together.
Yes.
Okay?
I mean, do they hate their owner, Chicago? I'm not sure.
I'm sure they have over the years. I mean, that team's been a dumpster. That franchise has been terrible since '85.
Yeah. I mean, keeping Eberflus, I mean, that was such a dumb move.
Eberflus is probably not even a real name. Doesn't even sound real.
He's actually wanted by the mob, but
right.
He doesn't. He's like, I could be the head coach of Chicago Bears. No one even knows my name.
Right. Jerry, I have a very important question for you.
Okay, shoot.
What is your opinion of, I'll say my opinion, but what's your opinion of these little guys?
Candy corn?
Candy corn.
Sugar flavored wax.
Candy. Very divisive candy.
I call them sugar flavored wax. That they're okay in a pinch, but given an option of almost any other candy, I would choose the other candy.
I think candy corn is extremely underrated, hated for no reason, much like the Panthers right now, right? Like, candy corn is delicious. I like to eat it one color at a time. Yeah, I'll go with the white first and the orange. I like to save the yellow. Sometimes I go in reverse. Sometimes I go reverse to save the white. I think the white is the best tasting part. Not a race thing. Just think it tastes better. Tastes like a marshmallow. That's what candy corn tastes like.
Do they really have any different flavors on the colors? Or are you just making that up?
No, I believe they do. I believe they do.
Many believe they
don't. People are saying they don't. People are saying it's not the greatest candy ever.
Somebody needs to do some research on this. This is sprung on me, so I can't do this during the show. But someone down in the comments, someone email us. I will research this afterwards. If I would
like to hear from the podcast listeners. Am I wrong? Is candy corn not the greatest Halloween
you are
candy?
definitely wrong on that. You're definitely wrong on
delicious.
that.
It's delicious. I have 3 bags out up here, and I will eat probably all of them by this weekend. I love candy corn. It's great. Okay, now that we've got that out of the way.
I mean, I feel like you're just like promoting the fact that that Panther fans are so wrong right now.
First of all, I don't expect everyone to have my same opinion of candy corn. In fact, I believe most people have your opinion of candy corn, which is the wrong opinion, but they all share it, right? If everybody is wrong and I'm the only one right, does that make me wrong?
Yeah, you're still wrong. You're wrong.
Am I the only sane person in the world? Maybe I am. Maybe I am. All right. Let's move on. We have some sad news. We talked about it a little bit on the, I think on the recap show, that Shaq Thompson's going to be put on IR. They did verify that Achilles. It sucks. My
It
question
sucks.
to you, Jerry,
Hmm.
is this the last time we've seen Shaq Thompson in a Carolina Panthers uniform?
I think so. I
Okay.
mean, I think he could come back. I think this team would be willing to re-sign him, but I think it would have to be on somewhat of a cheaper deal. And he
He's on a
may
pretty cheap deal right now. It's not like $3 million.
wow, really that low?
Yeah,
Then I
pretty
mean,
cheap
it's
deal.
something like that. Yeah, you could bring him back. I mean,
I kind of think at first I thought he might retire, right? Because
oh,
I
he
read
said no.
something. I know he did say no. I read something in the offseason about him, talking about his rehab and, kind of waking up some mornings and being like, why do I still do this? I think every NFL player probably does that.
Oh yeah,
Um, so I was thinking, man, it's another season-ending injury. He's in his 30s now. Like, is this the time to hang it up? But he wants to play again. He's looked good, honestly. He's made some really nice tackles. Like he's played fairly well. I think we will see him back, and I think we might see him back here
ooh,
on a cheap deal, like you said.
yeah.
But I do think that he'll be back.
And it all depends too. He may want to go chase a Super Bowl ring
He might. He
because I
might.
think he could be a very good piece on that type of team that just needs solid, good veteran players to plug in a hole to make the run. And I think he
Yeah.
would be great for that.
And we or at least I think we shared this thought that he could potentially be a trade candidate to one of those teams at some
Mm-hmm.
point this season, right?
Yeah.
But I think he wants to be here. I think he loves the area. I think he loves the franchise. He's said it many times. He wants to retire a Panther. So I think if he plays again, it'll be in the black and blue. So, but we do have some other transactions as well, Jerry. If you want to kind of run down some of those,
Linebacker Chandler Wooten signed to the active roster. Cornerback Caleb.
makes sense, right? Like,
Yeah.
got to
We
replace
just down a
Shaq.
few.
Yeah.
Cornerback Caleb Farley was signed to the practice squad with the expectation that he'll be bumped up to the active roster once he gets acclimated. I mean, 3 years ago, I'd have been in love with this, but after
Yeah.
he's played in Tennessee, I think this is a good signing for the team.
It's a no lose
Yeah,
signing in my
you're
opinion.
getting
Yeah.
a younger corner who had all the physical attributes, but has a long list of injury concerns and
Hmm.
hasn't played that well when he was on the field. I mean,
Hmm.
at
Didn't he,
least
wasn't he in
Horn,
the Horn? He was in the Horn
he
Certain
was,
class,
yes,
right? Yeah.
correct. He's more of a zone guy or coming out of college, but
Could be a situational player,
yeah,
put him out there in certain situations where you're playing a type of defense that he might excel in. I mean, it's again, no risk, right?
no.
No
I
risk.
mean, young, athletic guy.
Yeah.
See if you can make him find a good role for him.
Yep.
In that transaction, they went ahead and waived cornerback Tarek Castro Fields. Okay.
He was one of those waiver signings, I
Yeah.
believe, right? Never played. I
Yeah.
don't think he played with us single down.
Yeah. Signed linebacker Jackson Mitchell to the practice squad and released cornerback Azizi Hearn from the practice squad. And good news, I mean, all those guys, most of you never heard of, but designated cornerback Dane Jackson to
Welcome.
return from injured reserve. And I'm saving this the best for last just for you, sir. Tight end. Ian Thomas is also
He's
set to
back.
return.
Season saved.
Season saved.
Yay.
Does he
Okay.
automatically just come back and get a C on his chest?
I'm wondering, yeah, I'm going to be curious to see, number one, if he plays this week. I mean, let's be honest, like the tight end position has not been very productive. I don't expect Ian Thomas to change that.
But
You
at
know,
this point, okay, I don't think that the tight end position has really struggled either, though. I don't think it's been
well,
what you want. You want Travis Kelsey type numbers. I don't think.
okay, maybe Travis Kelsey this year type numbers is what I would hope for, right? Would
Mhm.
be just something, right? I will say the tight ends I've been impressed with their blocking. I think Trimble and Jatavion have done a good job blocking this year. But you see the flashes though, right? Like we saw a couple of catches from Trimble that were just good catches. We've seen Jatavion Sanders do a couple of things that are, pretty athletic, and the signs are there. Like I don't know if they're just not involved in the offense, the game planning at all, or they're just not getting open.
I mean, let's be fair too. I mean, we've only really had 2 games.
Yeah, true.
I mean, 2 games with a competent quarterback that could read the defense and make a play.
Well, Super Blocker is back. Best blocking tight end in the history of the franchise, apparently. So he's back. Yay! Real excited about that. But we'll see. Final year of Ian Thomas being here. Gotta keep talking that into existence.
Maybe.
It's definitely the last year is gonna be here. So enjoy, all you Ian Thomas fans out there. Enjoy. You got your wish. He's back.
There's no Ian Thomas fans except for his family. I mean, let's be real. I had hope for him coming out of college, but yeah, that hope has been gone for a few years now.
I think you stayed on the Ian Thomas Boulevard longer than most.
I did. I really thought he was an athletic, good player, but he just never turned into anything special. So,
no, he has not. All right. Well, you know what, Jerry? You know what I like to do? I like to help out the kids.
I do too.
It's all about the kids for me, and we're gonna do a little, maybe not quite as long as last time.
Yeah.
To try to get through this, but we're gonna do a little bit of gambling for the children.
Gambling for the children.
We do need to find some sort of.
I am definitely gonna find some music. I was messing around on an AI music thing, just trying to find some beautiful, like, harmonic gambling for the children sound beat.
I was using AI a little earlier to try and come up with. I wanted to get a list of all the trades that the Panthers and Bears have done together. And it kept telling me I can't find a list. I'm like, well, I don't want you to find a list. I want you to make a list. I want you to go search the web, find all the trades, and put them in a list for me. It's like, well, I can't find a list. Well, I can Google myself. I don't need for you to Google for me. I can Google. AI sucks, man. It's dumb.
It's okay, man. It is dumb, but it's taking our jobs. So, Carolina Panthers, Chicago Bears. The spread is currently at 4 points in Chicago Bears' favor. Kind of shocked about that.
Well,
thought it would be a little closer.
It's in Chicago.
Thought it would be a little closer.
They get a couple of points for that at the very least.
Over under is 41. Money line is plus 160 for Panthers, negative 192 for the Bears. Do any of those really jump out at you?
I mean, the Bears have a good defense. Their offense, I don't think, is very good. That total, I mean, I feel like the Panthers are going to put up in the 20s in points.
Their secondary is like a top 10 secondary right now.
Yeah, but, we can do more than just throw.
So, do we want to just...
We got the tubes.
Well, if we got the tubes, let's go.
You want to look at some of the props?
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. If you want to do props, Chuba rushing is... I'm not going to go... The 25-50 is at negative 215. 60 is negative 120. I think that's very doable. 70 is 140.
Yeah. We've won off Chuba over 60 before.
Yeah. So is that what we want to go with?
I mean, we've got, let's see, Dalton. I just don't want to look at the Dalton passing ones.
I do not want to touch Dalton on passing against the secondary.
Do you want to go Caleb Williams? You want to go like under 175?
I don't think we could do under 175. Not the way...
We can. It's not, you don't have it on here right now, but I'm sure we can go under. But, yeah, I don't know. You got Chuba.
You know what I was really looking for, and they didn't have it, is receiving yards by Xavier Legette. Because I assumed that was going to be dirt, ground, bottom, low levels. And I think he's going to get 50-plus yards this game.
Yeah. I bet there's like a 35-plus that's like minus 120 or something.
Yeah, that's what I was, but it's not on there. It was Keenan Allen, Deontay Johnson, and someone else, but
Yeah,
another
so I
pair.
bet I bet some of the other sites have it, but let's I'm fine with going Chuba over 60. I think this is a game that the Panthers will want to run in. I mean,
Okay,
between the 60 plus is minus 120, the 70 plus is plus 140.
so we want to do 5 or 10 on
Let's do
Seth
70 plus. Let's do 10 on 70 plus. I like that. For the kids.
for the kids.
Yeah, kids.
Gambling for the children.
It's all about the kids. All right. Sorry about the white face here again. Going to look at the novel that is the Panthers injury list here.
This is the biggest injury list I have ever seen. I'm not even joking.
Yeah, it's a big one. Let's knock out these Panthers ones that are DNPs first. Josie Jewell not going to play, I don't think, that from what Dave Canales said. Shaq Thompson obviously out. We've got Andrew Rame with a concussion, DNP. He's limited practice yesterday, DNP today, so he's not going to play. Sanders with an illness, Coker with a foot, Tommy Tremble with a knee, and then Taylor Moton just rest. All DNP today. Let's move to the limited practice guys. Deontay Johnson with an ankle. Now, he was DNP Wednesday, upgraded to limited practice today. That's a good sign. We got Charles Harris, limited practice. Hunt, limited practice. Damian Lewis, limited practice. Nick Scott, limited practice. Shai Tuttle, limited practice. Lonnie Johnson, limited practice. Ian Thomas, limited practice. Dane Jackson, limited practice. So Ian and Dane, not a surprise there. They're going to bring them back slowly. By the way, all those guys also limited practice yesterday. And let's see, full practice guys, Jadeveon Clowney, Troy Hill, Ashawn Robinson.
I was going to say, do you need to take a breath? And the big name I'm really excited to see is limited is Shai Tuttle. I think him will help out our run defense a lot, especially with Shaq and Josie Jewell being gone. Other than that, I'm just happy Robert Hunt's not injured because that's great. Damian Lewis looks like he's about to make a return. So a lot of positives out of this long list. Now, that being said, Deontay Johnson, I think that's just they're keeping him under wraps, trying to keep him healthy, not trying to get him hurt.
I think so. Again, the fact that he was a DNP to an LP is a good sign. I mean, a lot of guys on here, but no surprises really, I guess, other than the pleasant surprises that you mentioned.
Yeah.
So
I think limited practice, especially for some of these guys, is just more like, hey, let's take it easy on them.
Cautionary.
Yeah.
Yep.
No, I could be completely wrong, but I'm just saying, like, I think that's kind of the coaching staff's mindset.
I think so. Let's move on to the Bears real quick here. Their list is not quite as long. With the DMPs first, Mercedes Lewis, that's just rest. Zach Pickens, Zach with 2 C's, huh? Zach Pickens, DNP, and Terrell Smith, DNP. You've got DeAndre Carter, Jervon Dexter Sr., Tevin Jenkins, and Montez Sweat, all listed as limited practice. And then Cole Kmet, upgraded from a limited yesterday to a full practice today. So that is the entirety of their injury report.
Before we go on, I just want to say, even though he'll never hear this, Mercedes Lewis, man, hats off to you. 40 years old, still playing as a tight end in the league. Dude, seriously.
Yeah, nice job.
You obviously kept yourself healthy. I mean, that's...
Now, I will say that based on the way things have gone, Ian Thomas will break that record with the Panthers. He will be in his mid-40s, still trotting out there, contributing nothing. Okay. That's the injury reports there.
Yeah, I almost in tears on that one.
Sherry, hold on. My phone thought I said the S word. All right, let's talk about Carolina Panthers keys to victory. Jerry, take it away.
This first one sounds silly, but I'm being honest. Jump out to an early lead on this Chicago Bears team.
Mm-hmm.
I think our run defense is pretty abysmal. I actually know it is. It's ranked, I think, 30th in the league, giving up quite a bit of yards on the ground. Caleb Williams has not looked sharp like he could put this team on his back, especially with all the weapons he has. Yep. That being said, if you jump out to an early lead, their O-line is not the greatest. You're forcing Caleb Williams to beat you with his arm. I think that's the way to win this game. It takes the abysmal rush defense out of the game plan, and you're just relying on your secondary to cover the receivers.
Yeah, I mean, that kind of dovetails into my first one here is create some turnovers, right? Mm-hmm. And I think if you force the Bears, and there was some talk this week about the Bears trying to go a more aggressive offense. If you force them to play through Caleb Williams as a passer, you're going to create some turnovers, I believe. I think he's a rookie passer. He's a rookie passer. This is a big game. That place is going to be rocking. I think his nerves are going to be up there. I think he's going to try to maybe force feed DJ Moore a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Right. Obviously, we're going to have Horn playing on Moore. So that's going to create some opportunities. I think there's going to be some chances here in this game for the Panthers to turn the ball over, get some short fields, and get some points.
Yeah. And it's kind of funny. We're all kind of beating on the same thing on our defense here, but pass rush. Dear Lord, you were not. I think a decent pass rush last game could have won us that game. We just had nothing. Jadeveon Clowney, nothing. Somebody has to step up and start rattling the quarterbacks.
Yeah, I think they need to scheme some blitzes. Just let that secondary play man. Let's bring a lot of pressure. Blitz the rookie quarterback. Again, it's going to force him into making some mistakes.
Mm-hmm.
Another just real quick thing. Canales did say that DJ Wanham and Jonathan Brooks are not quite ready to come off of IR yet. It sounds like it's maybe another week.
That's
right.
Fine.
He said they're both close. So Wanham coming back hopefully will provide some additional pass rush help. I can't hurt, right? I mean, it can't help but get better. It's been just a 0 so far, but I think that they need to bring some help, blitz the crap out of Caleb Williams, and just force him to make some turnovers.
And here's the thing: Trevin Wallace will be starting for Shaq Thompson.
Mm-hmm.
Shaq Thompson told him, "This is your defense now." So I think Trevin Wallace can help in the run defense, and he has such a fast first step that maybe he can offer some support in that pass rush. Like you said, scheme him up some blitzes to see what he can do.
I mean, our secondary has been pretty good.
Yeah.
Overall, pretty good. And you've got Dane Jackson hopefully coming back to help even more with that. But I think Michael Jackson's been very good. JC's been pretty good. In terms of locking down number one receivers for the most part. He's given up some plays here and there, but I think he's been pretty good overall. So yeah, I mean, I'd kind of leave the secondary on an island, maybe for the first few series, just to kind of see, right, and just bring some pressure.
And like I said, if you could jump out to that early lead, get some pressure on him, I think you could kind of swing the momentum and kind of let some air out of that stadium. Let some air, have Caleb Williams kind of feel down. Because I don't think he's feeling high right now.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah. And on the other end of that, I mean, protect Andy Dalton, but let's run the ball. Let's create some long drives here. Let's get our defense some rest. Let's keep their defense on the field. It's going to pay dividends, late in the third quarter, fourth quarter. Some things are going to open up, but let's feed Chuba, let Miles get out there a little bit, give Blackshear a couple of rushes, let Leggett have a couple of balls out of the backfield. Let's
in arounds and stuff. Yeah.
Let's use these weapons that we have. and try to kind of just move the ball on the ground as much as we can. Make
Dick,
this a short game and take the Bears offense out of it.
yeah, let's dictate this game. So I think that our offense with Andy Dalton can do that.
Yeah.
I think that they have enough weapons. And the Bears, the Bears are, I feel like they're very similar to us in the sense that they have some good parts, but it's not all the way around. So what we did against Cincinnati, I think we could do against the Bears. I think we could win this game. I think there just needs a couple things to go our way.
Yeah, this I think the Bears are better than the Raiders. I don't think they're as good as Cincinnati. I think this could be a close game, but it is definitely a game the Panthers can win.
Yeah. Now, not only that, the Bears fans believe this game is theirs in the bag. Like they are basically saying this is an easy win.
Yeah, they're marking it down as a W already.
Yeah.
So I want to beat the crap. I want to.
I do too.
I really want the Panthers just to go in there and shut them up.
Yeah.
Desperately.
So do I.
I mean, we've got an NFC South game going on right now, right? One of those teams is going to lose. If the Panthers win this game, they're up to 2-3. I mean, who knows? Who knows what could happen? But if they can hit on those things, Panthers can win this game.
Yeah, and here's the thing that I was watching all of Xavier Legette's routes earlier today on my phone because I was waiting in line. But while I was watching it, dude, he was very impressive by getting open, by using his body to nudge corners and just kind of getting that step. And I was like, oh my gosh, if he can put it together, those couple drops and stuff like that, he could be real, man. And I'm just getting excited. Sorry.
No, I agree with you. And honestly, like we said in our recap, had he not had those couple of drops, I think he'd have had over 100 yards. And I think that, people would be talking about him nationally as, one of these young wide receivers who is going to be a star.
Yeah, like, look at this guy. He got rid of that, and look, he's starting to grow with Andy Dalton.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I was also listening to Deontay Johnson. He did like a cart talk with JJ Jansen.
Oh yeah,
this
JJ
week.
Jansen's awesome.
JJ Jansen, next host of a great show, whatever that's going to be like. I like him. I think he's a great media guy. But he was talking about just how once Andy took over, like the energy just changed. Right. And, that move that Canales made, and I'm going to give Canales the credit because I don't want to give it to David Tepper. The move that Canales made, number one, ballsy to bench your starting quarterback, your number one draft pick quarterback, the guy that you gave up all this stuff. Now, he didn't do it, but the guy the franchise gave up all this stuff to get.
He was brought in here to fix Bryce Young. Let's not even kid ourselves about that. So
right. And to go ahead and pull that trigger 2 weeks in to your first season, that takes a lot of guts. And set yourself up for a lot of ridicule if Andy Dalton doesn't come in and change this thing. All of a sudden, Bryce Young's not the problem. Andy Dalton's not the problem. You're the problem, right? But instead, he's shown that he's not the problem. Number one, he might be the solution. I've seen a ton of really positive Panthers, the fandom basically, really positive on Dave Canales. Like, people are really high on him and coming around. And I ask you, Jerry, a Dave Canales questioner, right? Not maybe
I'm a questioner.
Maybe even a doubter, right? At first, not super high on the signing at first, right? Mm-hmm. Are you coming around a little bit?
I am. I am because of what I've seen with Andy Dalton. And I hate saying it like that, but he's getting players open, something we have not. His fix for the O-line worked. Yeah. It wasn't, hey, let's completely revamp it. It was, hey, we need 2 big guards to protect our quarterback. Your guards just aren't cutting it. He went, plugged them in, and he kicked Austin Corbin to the middle, which I thought was a questionable move. This is a top 5 offensive line right now.
It's number 1 in a lot of metrics.
I still gonna call them top 5. I don't want to just say, they're
number
the
one.
best.
Number 1 is also top 5.
Yeah. So that being said, the downfall is getting rid of some of the defensive players to pay those guys, but at the same time, he was brought here to fix the quarterback situation.
Yeah, and the quarterback situation long term
not
appears
fixed.
to definitely be in question, right? But yeah, I agree. I think what he's done so far with the schemes, the blocking, the offense overall has just been such an improvement, especially over the last couple of weeks. It does really feel like Bryce is probably not going to be a Carolina Panther moving forward, in terms of the franchise's future, right? Not saying this year, not even saying next year, but it feels like the tides are changing there. But Dave Canales is going to be around for a while. I think he's doing a really good job, and I'm excited to see as he grows as a coach and as he gets, some of these like clock management, things like that he needs to work on, of course, but he will learn that as he goes on, as he experiences things, he sees what works, he sees what doesn't. I'm really excited about the future of this franchise, honestly, under him.
I'm not there where you're at, but yes, I agree. I think he has 3 years at least on this team now.
Mm-hmm.
I think that quick turnaround from the 2 games, even though we lost against the Bengals,
mm-hmm.
I think the market improvement offense, I think he bought himself time because he gets to groom another quarterback. In my opinion, I think they're probably going to let him groom another quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
So you're going to give him probably at least 2 years with that. So he's got 3 years. So unless he completely, craps out like Frank Reich did, I think he's here for a little bit and show what he could do.
That happening. Yeah, I mean, I think just the energy around the entire franchise seems to be very different than what it was with Frank Reich. One more quick thing. I know we're running out of time here. If the Panthers lose, at what point would you bring Bryce back this season? Or is there a point you would bring Bryce back this season, assuming Andy Dalton stays healthy?
Yes.
Okay.
But I'm going to leave it in Canales' hands. He sees him daily. He practices with him daily. And if T sees we're out of the playoffs, we have no chance at anything, and it comes down to 3-4 weeks left, and he's seen marketed improvement, I'm fine. Bring him back. See if you can get something out of him. If not, no. But again,
so you would not bring him back if we lose this week.
Oh no.
Okay, I've seen a few of those tweets out there, and I think that's ridiculous.
Oh no, no. You still need to improve the rest of the roster too. You need Xavier Legette, who has gotten better in the 2 starts Andy Dalton has. Mm-hmm. You need
Deontay
to
Johnson has as well.
Yeah, you need to get those guys continue to getting better, and that's why I said I'm going to leave it in Coach Canales' hands because he sees him daily. He knows the goods and the bads, and if he is improving or not.
Agreed.
I don't think he makes that decision to go to Andy Reid if he didn't see it on practice squad. Andy Dalton. If he didn't see it on the practice squad of night and day ability from Andy Dalton compared to Bryce Young.
Agreed. All right, let's get to our predictions here, Jerry. Bold prediction. Go.
Xavier Legette over 100 yards.
All right, simple. Panthers turn Caleb Williams over 3 times.
Ooh, fun.
All right, game prediction.
Game prediction, I am going to go 27-17 Carolina.
Yeah, I'm going 24-10 Carolina.
Now, I do want to point this out. In the preseason, I had the Panthers losing losing, winning against Raiders, and losing the Bengals, and then winning this game.
Oh.
So I am sticking on my preseason picks because I was like, wow, my preseason was more accurate than my in-season predictions.
I immediately forgot my predictions as soon as I made them, so I have no idea what I chose for this game. But I think I probably chose a win because I really want it to happen.
And that's why you don't huff paint, kids.
That's why I lose all my gambling.
All right. We want to thank everyone for listening. If you like the show, please let your friends know. Please follow us on Twitter at Meowmix Podcast. If you have any questions or comments, you can email us at mailbag@meowmixpodcast.com. If you leave us a 5-star review with a comment on Apple Podcasts, we'll read it on the show. Please like and subscribe on YouTube.
We'll be back after the game. Until then, everybody stay safe out there and keep pounding.